And thank you so much for watching. We have Mr. Kurt Mortensen in the house. That means that he's here to teach us about creating family prosperity. This is a wonderful program by my friend that is Stephen Gibson and Rebecca Gibson. They have been helping people start small businesses all around the world. They have 735 chapters where people get together face-to-face, toe-to-toe, and learn how to start businesses and run small businesses. And we love what they do. And we're more of a high-tech operation. We do deliver stuff high-tech through the internet. They're more of a high-touch, meaning they do more stuff face-to-face. And we love both of them because you need both of them. They all work together. So Kurt, if you're there, I'm going to turn the time over to you, and let's go to lesson number 3. Kurt, bring it on.
Hello, welcome to the third installment of Creating Family Prosperity. Even when there's no jobs, even when there's no hopes, there are options. You can do this, people can do this. This is simple. Let me define simple, something you can do. You've already met enough people that have done it, that's got past it. Let's get some more tools. This is the third installment, and we talk about different pieces. Now, the first installment we talked about, that some are stuck in poverty, but some get prosperity. What's the difference? We're not going to deal with what's fair, what's not. You have to earn what you want. The second installment was habits, getting those successful habits, changing those habits, improving your habits, getting those million-dollar habits, things that make a big difference. In today's third installment, we're going to be talking about changing your mindset, why creating a job is better than having a job or getting a job. So take a look at the outline here. This is lesson 3. Make sure you've downloaded it, you're looking at it, you're printing it, whatever you need to do. Put it on your phone. Let's go through some of these things that'll make a huge difference. So there in lesson 3, page 15, first bullet in the short one, which is more secure, working for myself or someone else? You've been fired. There's very little control with someone else. You have more control. There are risks, we'll talk about those, but you have more control. You feel in more control, and you probably get to earn what you're worth. Second bullet in the long run, which is doing the most for my family, getting a job or creating a job? There's bumps in the roads for both. You've got to follow your heart on this one and decide what's best for you. What type of security you want? What do you want for your family? Third bullet, why do so many people move to cities and countries rather than get a job in the community they are raised? Well, sometimes there are more jobs. Sometimes the grass is greener on the other side, they say, to wherever you go, it's better. Is that true? Maybe sometimes. You got to decide and think about that. The fourth bullet, in what way is working for myself by creating my own job better than getting a job? So these are the main ideas we're going to look at, those bottom 3 bullets there. Working for others is often more risky. You'll lose control. You could get fired. If things go south, as they say, or the economy turns, what's going to happen as a security? People have been taught there's job security working for others, but there really isn't. That next bullet, in some areas it's only possible to get a good job. You have the connections and training, we'll talk about that. Some places are harder than others, but never impossible. Last bullet is you create employment for yourself. You become a master of your own destiny. You decide, you earn what you're worth. Your hours matter. You don't have to worry about factors about getting fired. You are building it. You're not building it for someone else, you're building it for you and your family's posterity. So again, we're lesson 3, page 15 there, job options, about getting and keeping a job in a developing country can be challenging. Some are scarce, some might not pay enough. You can get fired suddenly, replaced by younger people. That's a trend around the world. Get replaced by someone that's younger, less experienced, that's willing to get paid less, that has different technical knowledge than you have. Clearly, getting a job is one thing, getting a well-paying job is another, keeping a well-paying job is yet another. So there's issues here we know that we need to work through. So for young citizens of many developing countries, from Haiti to Honduras, from the Philippines to Peru, there seem to be 5 employment options. Get a job, often a temporary one. Be a field laborer for very poor wages. Move to the metropolitan area or another country. Don't work, instead live off a family, or those who send money home from working overseas, or create your own job. Which one's appropriate for you? And it might be all of the above, some of the above. Start here, work on this. Ultimately, you want your own family business, you want your own job, you want your own job security. Again, we're going to show you ways to do that, to start building it. Remember, we're not doing a sprint here. We're not running a kilometer or a mile. We're running a marathon. I know you want to get it done overnight, but we're building this along the way. So let's continue on. Unstable and temporary jobs pay just enough to sustain life, so it's really hard to get ahead and it takes all your time, and you can't really get a prosperous life. It's you need to provide for your family. And that last paragraph on that page, and it is certainly a new way of thinking, creating one's own job by starting a small business. And that creates jobs for your family and for others, and a good financial future. So as we continue on to page 16 here, follow along, because there's going to be some homework here. So there are advantages and disadvantages of creating your own job. So let's go over the advantages. Your own schedule. As you create your job and then create a business with value, you're creating an asset to pass on to family members. You can't do that with somebody else. You can eventually make a lot more money owning and growing your business. 4, as you hire others and manage them wisely, they will also make money for you and your family. You can't get fired when you're the boss. Number 6, there's generally no limit to your income. Number 7, they'll probably be able to get along with you, the boss. You don't have to be the mean boss. Number 8, you can choose your coworkers. Number 9, you don't need a high level of education to create a job. 10, you can do other things the way you want them to. 11, as conditions change in your area, you can change direction with new advantages and trends and opportunities. And 12, you can choose when and when not to work. You're the boss. You decide a lot of advantages. Of course, there's disadvantages. We're going to look at both sides. You have to weigh the disadvantages and the advantages and follow your heart. Do what's right for you and your family. So here are the disadvantages. Number 1, you could fail and go bankrupt. 2, you won't get paid unless you produce sales. 3, it's a lot harder to create a job than to occupy an available job. 4, when you work for someone else, you generally get paid for just showing up. When you work for yourself, you have to work hard for your income. But the good news, that's a lot higher usually than probably what you're getting. 5, when you create your own job, it is expensive at first to provide health benefits for yourself. 6, if you work for someone else, they produce the money to pay the salary. When you work for yourself, you're responsible for generating money to cover your salary. Number 7, if you let people pay on credit, right? Some people just won't pay. There are crooked people out there, crooks. Number 8, if you have employees, they can steal from you. 9, perishable products can spoil before they get sold, so you could lose money there. You can't slack off and take it easy for a long time. So there you see the advantages, the disadvantages, the pros and cons, however you want to look at it. You probably got to decide for yourself. Make a list of all the positives. Circle the ones that you really like, maybe the negatives that could happen, and come up with a game plan so they don't happen. So let's continue on the workbook here. 5 questions. What other specific advantages would creating your own job and working for yourself have for you and your family? Fill it out, work it through, plan it out. That's what will make this successful, by planning it out, and you're looking at all the advantages, disadvantages, things that could happen right or wrong. That's why you stay on track and do it the right way. So on page 17, yes, more questions. This is the homework. There at the very top, identify the reasons why you personally may need to start an income-producing activity, an income-generating activity, rather than keep looking for the perfect job. I mean, maybe there's not jobs in your areas. You know people that have done it themselves. I know a small enterprise, if I manage well, can be profitable. Some great questions there you work through. I already have a marketable skill. I already have a problem you can solve, right? There's a problem that you can solve. That's part of it. Maybe there's area, market, something you know very, very well. You can choose when to close your store and keep it open if you're having a store. You can teach your children these valuable skills and how to run a business. Then that paragraph after the bullets, it says it can be a scary thing. There's going to be fear. You're afraid about failing, nervous about how to proceed, what to do next. That's why we're going through this. But rest assured, everyone in the same category, same boat, where you are now, same situation, they had the same fear, but they faced it, they overcame it, they did it anyway, because the fear of being stuck in poverty was bigger than the fear of potential failure and the business not working out. To catch that? So your fear of being stuck where you are now needs to be bigger, that you need to take action. Even though there's a little fear, you might be scared to take action in the future. So these lessons should give you confidence. You're learning business rules and techniques, things you should have learned in school, things that people do learn in school. These are new skills when applied consistently will help you and your family fight your way out of poverty and become prosperous. It's simple, something you can do. So as a rule of thumb, start small, a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time. But think big. You know you want to go, you want to be big. It might be 2-3 years down the road, but we're going to take that first step. Take that first step, get it going. That is the key. And then go out, do some field work. Look for people that are doing things that are similar to you. Maybe it'll give you a new idea, new thought, new process. Those are key things that you can do. We call it benchmarking others that are doing it well and just kind of implementing them into your business plan and what you want to accomplish. So let's go to the next page, that final page here. There's a writing assignment. Based on what you learned from this lesson, summarize your thoughts on creating a job for yourself. What are you worried about? What fears do you have? And how can you address those? So bottom line, the best economic solution for lifting your family out of poverty may well be creating a job for yourself in your community. And I want you to help do that. You have to get to know more people in your community. One of the keys to your success is getting to know more people, getting to know successful people, getting to network with other people, taking other people to lunch or just asking them questions about what they did. Most of the people are happy to talk about it. So I want to talk about increasing your networks, becoming a more likable person, being able to connect with other people. Why? That's how you become successful. People do business with people they like. People buy from people they like. People continue to do business with people they like. People will give you a first chance with people they like or they connected with or they trust. So part of your success is getting to know people, not just your family, just people close to your community, but as many people as possible. And I want to give you tools to be able to do that. 10 quick, simple tools to be more likable, more memorable, and help your ability to connect with people. It is something we should learn a long time ago. Your success is a direct indicator to the people you know, right? The people you know that connect with you, that like you. You do business with the people you like. So let's go through it. I call this connectivity and law of connectivity, about your relationships and your networks. Again, the more relationship you have, the more people you know, man, off the charts. Meaning, it makes the biggest difference in the world. Most people are fired from their jobs because the boss didn't like them. That's a key factor to understand. So number one, your appearance. Look good. It's going to vary by place to place, country to country, but look good. This could be your physical appearance. Do what you can. You can't fix everything. Look good, dress well. The way you walk up to somebody when you introduce yourself, all part of your appearance. We do judge on appearance. We shouldn't judge on appearance. We do. We judge on height and weight and looks and clothes and do you look clean? Any of those things. And you're like, well, it shouldn't matter. It does. That's what people do. That's the very first thing is appearance. Next, number two, you work on your eye contact. Not 100% of the time. That means you're either angry or falling in love. It varies around the world, around 70%, but you look at them, not to the person walking by, not at your cell phone. You're looking at them. They're the most important person. You're treating them with respect. If your cell phone buzzes or rings, you don't look at it. You focus on them. More eye contact, better eye contact. Doesn't matter if it's in the streets, at the mall, at the workplace. More and better eye contact. That's number two. Number three, smile. How much does that cost? It's free. It's free. You know, in retail, in sales, it increases sales 20% just by smiling. It connects you with people. It releases chemicals in the brain where they like you more. It's free. You can do it. It's contagious. It's disarming. You need to smile more, especially in today's world. You want to connect. You smile. They're going to probably smile back. There's a connection there. And then once you've done that, I would move on to number four, your body language. So we're approaching them. We're more confident, that eye contact, we're smiling, we have open gestures, we're showing our palms, we're not folding our arms, our feet, can't see those pointing right towards them, shoulders are squared up, open body language, not closed off with the fig leaf or the crossed arms or the side shoulders or your feet pointing away. You're treating them like the most important person on the earth, and this is why. Why the most important person? Because they need to feel that way for that connection. But everybody you meet can do business with you. Catch that? Or know someone that can do business with you. Work on your body language. Practice in front of a mirror, in front of other people. It works. Number five. Now this is what sparks a relationship. Similarities. You have to find something in common. That's what gets people to know. Maybe it's somebody you know. Maybe it's where you went to school, the community you lived in, your church group. Something. You can't have a relationship until you find something in common. Now, some people you have to stretch. Oh, we're both human, we're both breathing air. But for the most part, again, someone you know, something just to have that little bond. It's amazing what this does. You can't move on from here to develop a long-term relationship unless you found something in common. Now, make sure it's something relevant. If you say something like, well, you're a Gemini, I'm a Gemini, they don't care, that's not going to matter. You know, something positive. Really? You serve time in jail too? Those aren't things you want to bring up at this stage, or probably ever. That's the thing. Find something in common. Someone you know, a sport, a team you like. Now be careful. If they like the opposite sports team of you, that can hurt the relationship. The opposite political party, that could hurt the relationship. So find things you know for sure that you can connect on through similarities. Number 6, likable people are better listeners. Introverts actually connect better. They listen, they ask questions. Great influencers ask 3 times more questions. When you listen, ask questions, nod your head, really, tell me more. You're focusing on them. You're not worried about what to say next. You're treating them again like the most important person on the earth. You're not ready to tell them about you and what you do and how to do business with you. You're listening to them. And the goal here is you listen to them, is you listen to how you can help serve them and solve their problem and fix whatever it is that they're having that challenge with. If you are networking with somebody, find out something they're working on and maybe volunteer, work for free, help them out. What, work for free? Yeah, if it's going to get you a relationship or an opportunity to start your own business or to get information to help you start your own business, those are some things to definitely think about. Number 7, use their name. Remember their name. When you say their name, it actually triggers a pleasure center in the brain, releases chemicals and makes you likable, more memorable. Use their name. Remember their name. Remember it over and over again. Not too much, but throughout the conversation, it grabs their attention. A simple thing. We know it works, but too many people are like, oh, I can't remember. It's a function of really caring versus remembering. Function of listening, not brain power. You can remember someone's name, even if you had to write it down or do a mental brain exercise so you could remember it. Next one is optimism, attitude. People don't want to be around a pessimistic, negative person like your aunt. You know what sits next to you at a family gathering and you don't even talk to her, but she sucks the life out of you. You know what I'm talking about? Every family has one. In this world we live in, we want people that are optimistic, that are hopeful, that can make it happen. Why would I do business with someone that's negative, pessimistic, think the whole world's going to fail? I mean, think about it. And that's part of your attitude also. Where does attitude come from? Your expectations. If you expect to do business, if you expect to work with the person, if you expect to be successful, that changes the game and helps it out. So work on your optimism. You can be more optimistic. Number 9, develop a sense of humor. That also makes you more likable, more trustworthy. A quick smile, a funny joke, just being a happier person, showing them a meme. Maybe it's a video online. You have to do this when it's appropriate, but there's just something about, again, that smile, getting them to smile, a little humor, makes everything better, makes you more likable. Everyone could do better in this category. And number 10, like I talked about, the common goal. Through this whole process, you're looking for something where you can serve them, you can help them, you can solve their problem. Maybe you're networking with someone that's very successful, they need help with a charity or a project. Volunteer, help for free, get to know them, prove your worth, work for a week for free. I don't know if you could do that or not. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. But when you can find a common goal when you're networking with someone, now all of a sudden you're helping them achieve your goals and they can help you achieve yours. But sometimes you got to start with their goals before your goals. Well, wait a minute, they're more successful than I am. Well, doesn't matter, you got to help them out. And of course, the other people you meet, solving their problem, finding their goals. Maybe they're not interested, but they know other people that will. Be interested. Now, if you're like, oh, I can do all those, I already do all those, we've got a problem because you have not arrived. We can all improve in every one of these categories, get better, become more likable, learn to connect with people, build rapport. We can get better. People do business with people they like. They will give you a chance if they like you and trust you. They will help you if they like you. You see where we're going with this? Just implement one of these a week. Become more likable. Learn how to do this. I kind of went from the short term to the long term, But you can use these all the time. People do business with people they like, they understand, they trust, they have similarities with. That is the key. We haven't arrived. Go to the store tonight and go make a friend with a stranger. Work on it in situations where you don't need them to be your friend. So when you need to do that, to talk to someone, to connect with someone, to build trust with somebody, you've already practiced with other people. Practice with family, friends, strangers, get on the bus, whatever you need to do, learn to become more likable, learn to connect with people. So there you have it. Those are the keys. Understand, work on these, do the homework, make it happen. You got this. It's a little brick at a time. It's a step at a time. It's a cobblestone at a time. We're not going to do this in one day. It's a marathon, a little bit at a time. We're working through it. You can make this happen. So work on this module. When you're done, join us for module 4. Thanks for being here. You've got this. You can make a difference in your life, in your family's life, in your family's future, and you can change the world and make the world a better place.